Yay Networks.
Welcome to the 500th episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. Y'all, first of all, I'm Kelly Raspberry Evans. This is my podcast co-host and husband, Alan Evans.
A train in the house.
And I know all of y'all are thinking, first of all, I can't believe they made it to 500 episodes and that their marriage survived 500 episodes.
Wow.
I know y'all are thinking it. Especially if you've listened to all 500.
I've never thought that.
I have. That's why we cut back from going from 2 a week to 1. Our marriage was going to
yeah. Let's pull back the kimono. That's not the reason we went from 2 to 1. Amen.
It was part of the reason.
Amen.
It was part of the reason.
Things have been a little slow. Amen.
Well, advertising across the board, in this economy, I don't know who we can blame it on or point the finger. We're not here to do that.
I know.
But, it was also, we were doing 2 a week for a while there. Times were good. We were just rocking and rolling, as they say. And then we weren't rocking and rolling so much anymore. So we went back to 1 podcast a week, but it doesn't matter. The point is we have made it to our 500th episode. We started about a month before we got married, I believe. I don't remember the exact date. I could look it up. Probably June or something, I would imagine, of 2017, because Alan and I were married on July 1st of 2017. And the original intent of the podcast was just to talk about blending our families, because Alan came into the marriage with 3, I came into the marriage with 1. And at that point, when we started the podcast, George may have still been alive, because I was also bringing in a rescue dog.
Oh.
No, dog George.
Yes.
But a month before we got married, George passed away. So we came into the marriage with no pets. But since then, we've acquired Larry and Zoe.
2 pets.
Even though
more than that. We have fish. And
we had
we had a lobster.
We did. That's gone. But I would say that I wanted to make a baby with Alan, but he slapped my wrist on that. And, it was kind of probably for the best. I'm tired. And
How are we going to make a baby? We're like...
Exactly. I'd have to have medical intervention. I'd have to have medical intervention as well, because I had to have IVF to have him a Kelly.
I mean, I know how to make a baby, but I don't know that we could make a baby.
Yeah, so peek behind the kimono, as we tend to do on here. I had to have IVF to have him a Kelly. And, a lot of times when you go through in vitro fertilization, your gynecologist or whoever looks at you afterwards and says, well, just because you had trouble getting pregnant the first time doesn't mean you won't have trouble the second, so you need to use birth control. My doctor did not say that to me. He said there is no chance in HE double hockey sticks that you're getting pregnant without medical intervention. So there was that.
Well, you know what I've always said, especially when I go and introduce myself to a group of young ladies at a bar.
Still?
I'm not a gynecologist, but hey, I'll take a look.
Oh, that's so lame. That's such an old joke.
Is that an old joke?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and the thing about giving you do mobile mammograms or something. That's a stupid one too. Women love those.
That's a good one.
Well, you know what? You have fans on this podcast that actually like your lewdness. And then you have fans on this podcast that appreciate that I don't want you to be too lewd. So it's hopefully a happy balance.
That's why I think it's a happy balance. And going back to what you were saying about us starting in 2017, I remember we did the first couple in the studio up at the Kid Craddock Morning Show, nationally
right, because we
syndicated.
didn't know what we were doing.
Oh, we still don't know what we're doing. And then I remember at your house that I moved into, we moved into before
after we got married.
Right after we got married, we started doing them in your living room on the floor.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then we moved into, you had a little spare room that I called the mini man room.
It became your study.
Kind of became my burping and farting place, So I would go in there, and there was a pull out couch in there
that you brought into the marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything that happened on that pull-out couch I should be aware of?
No.
And I welcomed it to my home?
No, absolutely not. Because when I lived in the compartment, that's where Cole and Brooke slept.
The kids called it a compartment.
They called
that's
it
why Alan says that.
Yeah, they called it. And then from there, we bought the new house, and then we moved into the location we're in right now, which is the Orifice in Evans Manor.
Yeah, and it's your office.
Yes. Covered
And that's
with,
where we are.
Covered with tattoo.
That's the entire history of the show.
Tattoo art. And
So.
well, speaking of the history of the show, I think we're going to talk to some listeners. I mean, we have recordings of listeners that we recorded at our 500th anniversary party at Oaked in Addison.
Yeah.
So we're going to play a couple of those clips for you a little bit later. It was interesting to listen to some of those. Very positive. Very positive.
Well,
Yes.
it was a Sunday afternoon. We know it's hard for a lot of people to make it out on a Sunday afternoon. We had, we would have loved if more people could have made it, but the ones who did make it were just so awesome. We had Eric, who I believe won. We should have had a prize. We should have, in hindsight, maybe we should mail him something for being the one who drove in the farthest.
My man drove in from Midland.
A 6-hour drive.
Good
6
grief.
hours. And we had
That's
Elizabeth
my man.
that drove in from Houston.
Elizabeth Betts.
She made it a weekend with her kids. She went ahead and spent the night and did like a fun whole, Metroplex weekend with her kids. So that was great. Sin drove in from San Antonio, about 5 hours. We had somebody drive in from Tyler, I believe. That's a couple hours. So it was really, really sweet. And we got to hang out. The thing was, we walked into the restaurant and there were some people eating. And I was like, are they with us or not? We couldn't tell. It's not like everybody was walking around with I am a podcast family member name badge, which we should have done in hindsight. So hopefully we got to meet everyone who did show up for the podcast party.
Had a lot of people. It's
We
always
did.
good to have more,
That's
but
good.
we had a nice group, and we watched the Cowboys get their butts beat by an inferior team that was a 13-point underdog. That was a lot of fun.
But we also got to see Taylor Swift in Travis Kelce's private box with his family, his mom, and all of his best friends. The entire bar erupted in squeals when we saw that, except for Allen.
I missed that
Allen
part.
is poo-pooing the entire relationship. He thinks it's all a publicity stunt.
I think it is.
He is stealing all the joy out of this moment for everybody.
No,
It doesn't even matter.
I'm
It's
not
just such
stealing
a
any
fun-
joy.
It's a fun thing to watch Taylor Swift.
What joy am I stealing?
You're like, this is a setup. This isn't real. This is publicity. And there has been perks for Travis Kelce, like his jersey overnight. The sales of his jersey shot up 400%. That's just a byproduct of it.
Those aren't NFL fans either.
Right. They're all Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah.
Who are all Travis Kelce fans now. And the minute those two break up, which let's be honest, more likely than not, they probably will break up. They're all going to be burning those
Oh yeah.
jerseys. So Travis has that to look forward to.
I don't know what he's doing.
He's having fun. It's silly.
Have you
It's
seen
silly
his
and fun.
ex-girlfriend?
Yeah. Listen.
What was wrong
honestly,
with that?
What's wrong with what?
What was wrong with his ex-girlfriend?
Nothing. He has Travis. His 4 previous girlfriends were all African American. And so one of them, that he had a contest many years ago called Dating Travis Kelce or something like that. And the girl who won, there was a girl from every state. I think it was every state in Puerto Rico or something. I didn't watch it. It was many years ago. But the girl who won, they ended up dating a few months. Not only did she come out and slam Travis saying, Taylor, you better watch out because he's not faithful. Mind you, this was many years ago when he was, everybody has a chance. When Alan first was divorced, he was hoeing around. When I first got divorced, I was hoeing around. Let's be honest.
Whoa,
Everybody
wait,
has-
whoa,
everybody has
wait a
their
minute.
hoeing around phase.
Hold on.
That does not mean that he's still that
Whoa,
person today.
okay, back
but
up.
then, you know what she said to
Wow.
negate everything she said?
Just keep plowing through it. What?
She said Taylor Swift is a 5.
Wow.
And see, that just makes her look like a bitter
That's kind of mean.
loser.
Yeah,
That's mean.
I mean,
that's mean.
that's
So we
kinda
just don't even
mean.
care. But a lot of people, that's the thing. Once you date somebody famous, then everything comes over or under a microscope. And a lot of people are calling out the fact that, oh, Travis, your past 4 women you've been with have all been African American, and now suddenly you're going with the whitest pop singer in the United States. So anyway, but I think it's fun.
I didn't know we had race being injected in
I
all
thought that's what you were
this.
talking about.
No, that's not. Why would you think that I was talking about?
Because you said about, what his last, what'd you say?
I said, what was wrong with his last girlfriend?
I don't know. They just broke up.
Okay. Oh, well, it had nothing to do with the color of anybody. And I'm not
Well,
sure
how did
why.
I know what you were
I'm
thinking?
not sure why that came up.
How did
but-
I know what you were thinking?
Okay. Well,
But anyway, sometimes relationships just run their course and people don't have to be bad. You don't have to be an enemy. Just because you break up with someone, it doesn't have to be. It's just you both look at each other and realize this isn't it. we're not on the same page. That doesn't make anybody the bad guy.
And you got to change your voice if you're going to say things like, "And I was hoeing around." You can't. That's going to be taken out of context someday.
I was hoeing around. I will just say it. When you get divorced, I would say 9 out of 10 women, possibly men as well, you feel the need to be validated as an attractive, desirable woman. And you may make some unfortunate choices.
I am Kelly Raspberry.
And I'm not going to deny that I did that. I am a fairly open book. I don't share everything, but we are in the circle of trust. And before I met Allen, I'll admit I hoed around a little bit, just a little bit. And you benefited from that.
You ever told Pastor Sam any of this?
You benefited from that. FYI.
Kelly, I don't want to hear those stories.
Well, Pastor Sam probably heard it all. He's probably heard more.
Okay. I'm not sure where we go from here, but let me look on my list here. We're going to talk about
was my hoeing around not on the list of things we were talking about today?
Well, we had a low level clap back, and I think this actually might have happened at the party, or we were getting ready for the party, or on the way to the party, or something.
Let me tell y'all this.
Oh God. Okay.
No, this is good.
All right.
We were at the party, and I'm sitting at the bar, and I'm talking to Eric, who drove in from Midland. And Eric, I was trying to help him find this video. He was like, "Kelly, my favorite video from you doing love letters to Kelly is doing this." We thought, I was like, was her name Linda? But it was Glenda. When I was clapping at Glenda, like, "Glenda, snap out of it." And we were trying to find it. So I'm sitting there with Eric, and I look over at one point, and Allen, I don't even know if you remember this, honey.
Mm-hmm.
You were standing off to the side by yourself.
You okay? I was by myself,
You were
standing there by myself at a party?
Yep. You were
Wow.
standing by yourself in that moment.
Did the Cardinals just score or something?
I don't know.
Oh.
You were the game was playing over the bar. You were standing off to the side by yourself. And I looked over at you, and you were looking at me with so much love and adoration. It looked like, I'll be
Sure?
honest.
Really? You sure?
I hit him.
I just got hit. I've been
I hit
struck.
him.
I was struck
was
on the
looking-
500th podcast. I was struck.
He was looking at me like he was the proudest man in the room. And I even looked away for a minute thinking, am I reading that right? And I looked back, and you were still staring at me. And you looked like you loved me so good. Do you remember that moment?
Honestly, I don't. No.
Oh, well. Oh, great. Well, there you go.
I
Maybe
don't.
I misread it.
No, I mean, maybe you read it correctly, but
You looked at me like you were so proud to be with me.
I had about 28 electric lemonades.
Well, maybe
babe.
that brought out the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
But I was like,
can't recall a
man,
whole lot,
I
yeah.
felt so good about myself in that moment. And
Oh,
Allen can't
that's-
even remember it.
I'm sorry.
Can't even remember it.
Well, I do remember a few things. I do remember telling Eric, "Hello, Hand, Mama Yoti," and "Hey guys, look at this."
Yeah.
The 3 most lewd stories I know. And he gave rave reviews, just so you know.
He was polite.
Wow.
Eric was polite.
Wow.
He was polite. Listen, another little peek behind the Komodo. I've had a rough day.
Yeah, you have.
When we used to record the podcast many years ago, Allen and I would always have a beverage. Allen would drink. When we got married, Big Al gave him a bottle
My
of
man.
Pappy Van Winkle.
no,
not Pappy.
No.
Rip.
No.
What would he give
He
you?
thought he was getting me Pappy.
He got you Rip?
He got me Rip.
Rip Van Winkle.
I
which
mean,
is
still a good
still
bottle
great.
of whiskey. I mean, it's like a
So-
$250 bottle
Right.
of whiskey. But Pappy is like,
The ultimate.
You
I
can't find it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get in a lottery and I can never win it.
yeah.
For Allen, I try. I haven't done it in a few years. Maybe I should try this Christmas. Anyway, I digress. So Allen would drink his Rip Van Winkle, and I would drink wine, and then we just stopped doing it. I don't know why. But today I'm having a glass of wine, not just to celebrate the 500th episode of this podcast, but I went in for a root canal evaluation today.
Mm.
And while I was there, I was told, why don't we just go ahead and get this taken care of?
Mm.
So that's what I did.
What a beating.
It was a lot. It was a lot. And
So
I'll
they-
just tell you, it was, I have been told by doctors,
Mhm.
are you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I have a high pain threshold. But today I got no gold star stickers for my pain threshold level. It wasn't so much the pain. It's like when, I don't know if you've ever had a root canal, but what they do is they put that little block in your mouth to kind of keep your mouth open so you can kind of bite down on it and rest your jaw. So you're not just holding it open as wide as you can the whole time.
I've never had a cavity.
So I know, you're pristine teeth. People are always bragging on Alan's teeth.
Thank you.
So I have my mouth on that. Then they put some sort of rubber sheet in my mouth and they tuck it in. I don't know what's going on because I can't see. I've got glass. They put glasses on. Every time you go now, they put sunglasses on you. I don't know why.
Keep the spit out of your eyes.
And they've got tubes coming in my mouth. Anyway, he's up there and they're basically drilling out all the nerve endings in your tooth, from what I understand. My Aunt Lacey told me many years ago, Kelly, because I've been told, just pull it. I was like, no. My Aunt Lacey told me, no matter what, you save your teeth. You save your teeth at all costs. So that's what I'm doing today at a very expensive cost. So he is, well, you want me to do that or you want me to finish telling the story?
It depends on how long the story is.
I'll try to get to the point.
Okay.
So while my mouth is open, they don't have the suction thing in my mouth. Mm-hmm. So all the saliva is just puddling. But I've got this rubber barrier sheet that's blocking, I don't know how to explain it. It's blocking my tongue from the back of my throat. So I'm trying to attempt to swallow without choking to death on my own saliva.
I've heard that before.
For 45 minutes. I had tears coming out of I was trying to do Mind Over Matter. I was listening to the music that was playing. It was a lot of One Direction for some reason. I was listening to music that was playing. I was trying to, and finally with the dentist, he was like, we're more than 50% through. I'm like, tear. Try not to choke. We're 90% through. 2 more minutes. Tear. I'm like holding on. And finally the assistant comes over and says, would you like some suction in your mouth? I'm like, because I couldn't even talk. Because if I talked, the saliva would have all gone pouring down my throat and I would have started sputtering. So I was like, yes. And she started sucking all this saliva out. And I'm like,
gross.
It was gross.
Why are we talking about this?
Because I'm telling you, this was so traumatic. I was having to do Mind Over Matter so I wouldn't drown during my root canal today.
It sounds a little dramatic.
It was not. It would have been bad. So I was like, I'm choking to death. That's why I have all this stuff still in my mouth.
What did you sound like?
I was choking. I was trying to tell her I was choking. She could understand it.
Okay.
It was bad. So now I am on prescription strength Tylenol and drinking wine, that was my whole point. It's a bad combination.
That was your whole point?
My whole point. That's why I'm drinking wine tonight.
So most people, when they get a root canal, they're I guess choking on saliva with the thing in the back of their throat wouldn't be bad. Like the number one thing, but it sounded like the root canal part of it wasn't that bad.
Well, the root, they give you a shot. When he gave me the shot, I about came up out of the chair because I guess my tooth was really
was it Novocaine
bad
shot?
Shape. My tooth must have been in really bad shape because when he gave me the shot, it just like the pain, it was like, whoa. But then it numbed. It was so numb, it went all the way up to my eyeball. I was having trouble. My left eye, I couldn't even see. It's like, is this okay?
Lord,
everything was like wiggly woogly. He said, yeah, it'll wear off. All the nerves are so closely connected there. But what were you asking me?
I don't know.
Oh, so they're digging and drilling, and it feels like, I was trying to tell Alan because he's never had one. It's like if you ever had a pot of really thick clay. This is the only thing I can analogy I can give.
Okay.
Like a really big pot of clay, but it's in your tooth. Okay.
A pot of clay in your tooth.
If you could imagine a pot of thick clay.
Okay.
And somebody's taking a pick. And they're jabbing it in and pulling it out, jabbing it in and pulling it out. That's what it feels like. But it's not painful. It just feels like that sticking and pulling sensation.
Okay, so you could feel pressure, but no sharp pain.
I felt that sticking and pulling. That's what it felt like the whole time. But whatever. And now they're telling me we can see a shadow on another tooth, so you're probably going to have to do this again. We don't see any danger now, but if we don't take care of it at one point, you're going to wake up one morning with the side of your face swollen up. I'm
Is
like,
that
oh, great.
dentist voice?
That was my
Okay, here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do to get the minnow back on track here. You're going to do this. And then speaking of people having procedures and having to go to the doctor, we're going to talk about 2 people here in the house that had to go to the doctor. And
people.
a Boda match ensued.
All right.
Yes.
Well, my girlfriend the other day, because a lot of people, I do commercials and people are like, do you
Dime.
really? Well, that's not a dime. We do commercials. Do you really like this product as much as you say? Do you really use it? Well, listen, Thrive Cosmetics, yes. I truly use Thrive Cosmetics. I love them. I have bragged about the Brilliant Eye Brightener almost every podcast. But now I want to forgive me, I've had wine. I want to introduce you to Thrive Cosmetics' new impactful, semi-permanent smoothing lipstick. If you want visibly fuller, smoother, nourished lips with a creamy satin finish, I know you do. This lipstick checks all the boxes. It is fade-free up to 8 hours without bleeding, drying, or settling into those fine lines. It's impactful, semi-permanent smoothing lipstick. It is infused with moisturizing ingredients like botanical oils and vitamin E. It's always comfortable and so silky smooth on your lips. There are 12 shades to choose from a natural everyday tone to a vibrant statement-making color. This is another must-have for every day, just like the Brilliant Eye Brightener that I use. Now remember, Thrive Cosmetics uses only clean, skin-loving ingredients, certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free, no parabens, no sulfates, no phthalates, and the word cause is in their name for a reason. Thrive Cosmetics and their Bigger Than Beauty skincare exist to empower their customers, employees, and giving partners to live their most confident lives. They believe in responsive giving, and thanks to your support, Thrive Cosmetics either donates their high-end performance products or their much-needed funds to help communities thrive.
Thrive Cosmetics is a luxury beauty that gives back. Right now, you can get an exclusive 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/sandwich. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/sandwich for 20% off your first order. I got to give it to my wife, though. She had a root canal today, and she's on here talking, doing a podcast.
Not just that, Alan.
I'd be back in the bedroom in the fetal position.
Not just that.
Sucking my thumb.
Before I went in for my root canal, I made a big salad for lunch. I bit my lip 3 times. My lip is swollen. Everybody's going to think I had like a lip injection to get fuller lips. No, I bit the fire out of my lip 3 times during lunch today. When it swells up, you keep biting
That's
it.
so frustrating.
It's so frustrating. And then the root canal on top of that.
It's like hitting your thumb with a hammer.
Over and over.
It's very frustrating.
Anyway, there's that. That's enough about me.
So Kelly went to the doc today, or the tooth doc. Well, a couple of days ago, Kelly made an appointment for me to take Larry and Zoe
That was my mistake.
we were going to try a new veterinarian.
This was my mistake.
This came highly recommended to us as well.
By Connie Raspberry.
Yes. Which, when I heard that, I'm like, it's good enough for Miss Raspberry. It's good enough for me. Good enough for my dogs. So Kelly makes the appointment. The appointment's at 9:30 at said veterinarian. And we thought we'd just try it out. We thought we'd try something different,
Well, let me tell you why. It's because I'm tired, and I know I'm not alone in this, of going into the veterinarian, and every time you go in, they try to upsell you on everything, and you don't want to pay to do those things. You feel like the worst dog parent ever.
Then you're the a-hole.
And I'm the a-hole.
Right.
I don't want to sign up for the insurance program. I don't want to put my dog under anesthesia for a tooth cleaning. I grew up in South Carolina. We did not put our dogs to sleep to have their teeth brushed. We just did not do it.
I don't want to cryogenically freeze my dog's head either.
I don't want to do it now.
I don't want to do that.
And I don't want to be made to feel like I am a horrible person because of it. These are still dogs. I know they're part of our families. We love our dogs. Our dog Larry has extensive allergies. We have spent untold thousands of dollars on Larry. Thousands.
Consequently, millions.
Let me tell you how guilty I was made to feel about Larry. Let me sidetrack.
Can we do this real quick?
Let me sidetrack.
Okay.
We were told after we got Larry, he was a rescue. He was clean bill of health. Took him to the vet. He tested positive for heartworms. The treatment for heartworms he was a vibrant, active puppy. We had Zoe. He was a rambunctious puppy. If you get heartworm treatment for your dog, you have to not only, it's expensive. That's beside the point. You have to keep them relatively still for months. We're not talking weeks. We're talking months.
Like they can't get their heart rate up.
They can't get their heart rate up for months. And I'm like, that is virtually impossible and borderline cruel to me.
Whoa.
So this wonderful woman who listened to the podcast said, why don't you try the slow kill method? I was like, what is that? Just keep giving them heartworm medicine. Just keep giving them heartworm medicine. So for 5 years, we have taken Larry to the vet and been made to feel guilty every time we say we don't want to do the heartworm treatment where he's put up in the kennel for 5 months. We don't want to do it. I'm sorry if that makes me a horrible dog owner. We're just going to keep doing this. And he has no symptoms. He doesn't have any of the symptoms of heartworms.
That's the main thing. We didn't notice anything different about it.
Nothing was changing.
Yeah.
Horrible dog owner here. So finally, we long story short, we just took him to be tested.
Mm-hmm.
He tested negative for heartworms.
No heartworms.
After 5 years, the first time. So I don't know what the heck happened, but
we did the slow kill. We kept giving him his heart medication.
It took forever. He never suffered. And that's all I have to say about that. Go ahead. I'm just tired of being made to feel guilty for not paying for every damn thing the veterinarian wants. I had a veterinarian call me up and leave me a voicemail so long, chewing me out for complaining about him on the radio, that the voicemail ran out. He had to call back and start again.
Really?
Yes.
Name
because
names?
it's not. Well, it was down in Highland Park, rich part of Texas.
Dime.
Because I took George in. This is how long ago it was.
Amen.
To get him fixed. All I was getting was neutered. And when I went to pick him up, they told me my bill was like $700. I'm like, for what? Oh, well, when we got in there, we realized he had to have a tooth pulled and he needed to have this and that and the other. I said, I didn't agree to none of that. I was furious. Back to you, Alan.
Okay. So the last 10 minutes of that is basically the reason we decided to just try a new vet. Just try a new vet. And my wonderful, sweet mother-in-law, Mrs. Raspberry, said, hey, I take my dog to this vet. Give them a try. They're pretty good. That's kind of what you told me.
Never try to upsell them.
No. Yeah, that was her thing. They never tried to. So Kelly said, I made you an appointment. Take both dogs in.
I'm sorry, but I wanted to get Larry in early because he was out of his Apoquel.
9:30. So I put both dogs in the car, take him over there. I walk in the door at 9:25. I'd say there were 4 or 5 dogs in there. It was a pretty big lobby, but it didn't seem tremendously busy. One thing I did notice is they had about 25 people that work there. I mean, I was like, holy moly, there's more people that work here than there are dogs.
Right.
That's awesome. So we go up to the front desk. She says, you ever been here before? I said, no, this is the first time here. And she goes, okay, well, here's some paperwork for both dogs.
A new patient.
A new customer.
Roll out the red carpet to impress you, right?
Brand new customer. So I go sit down, bring the dogs over, and they are just, you know how they are, babe. They're just
assholes.
Yapping at every dog.
Assholes.
And there was a Great Dane in there. There was a Border Collie. There was a French Bulldog. There were several Chihuahuas. And I caught a few of the names. It was like Honey Pie, Sweetie Baby, Honey Bee. Chunk was the French Bulldog. And then there was Larry. So that's
everybody always laughs at Larry.
Yeah.
We love that name.
So I'm over there trying to, I've got both dogs kind of got the leashes wrapped around my legs. I've got the clipboards in my lap and I'm trying to fill out the paperwork, And somehow Doofenshmirtz, Larry, squirmed his way out of his harness.
How?
I don't know.
Did you have the chest harness on him that wraps around his chest?
Yes.
How did he get out of that?
He squirms out of this thing.
How is that possible? It's not physically possible.
And he does the bounding, running, jumping, snarling, weasel noise bit at this lady, this poor lady.
Pompous.
He's
an asshole.
Dickhead. Jumps at this lady, this poor lady holding a dog with a collar on, like one of those plastic Elizabethan collars. I'm like, oh no, Larry. And the whole freaking waiting room is erupting now with dog owners looking at me like, what's going on? And dogs yapping and barking. It's my dog that got away. So I'm
Larry.
like, at the top of my lungs, it's the first time I've ever been to this place, at the top of my lungs, all these dog lovers, veterinarians who love dogs. I said, Larry, get back here, you doofus.
You called him a doofus.
I called him a doofus.
in front of everyone.
In front of everybody. And he ran back towards me.
He knew.
He knew.
He meant business.
Yeah. So
But he comes back so happy.
Oh, he was so happy.
So happy.
He
when
was so
comes
happy.
back.
Like he just did something.
Prances.
Yes.
I just protected you from all these dogs, Daddy.
He protected me from the poor border collie in the freaking plastic collar. So
I love Larry, but he is aggravating.
So
but
I am
he's so cute.
so embarrassed. I just put my head down. I continue to fill out the paperwork. And I look up at the lady, and she's kind of like consoling Sweetie Baby, you know. And I look up at her, and I made eye contact with her, and I said, "Ma'am, I'm really sorry. I don't know how he got out of that thing." And she said that's okay, but she had an Australian accent.
Oh, that's okay.
She kind of like that. It wasn't Cockney like English, but
That
yeah.
wasn't English. I was Brit. That was Australian.
Give it to me again.
That's okay. Okay.
Uh-huh. And
Throw a shrimp on the barbie.
yeah,
That's okay.
Right. And then just kind of under my breath, I said, "G'day, mate," and then just kind of kept doing what I was doing, you know. So that happened. So that took about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Go put my paperwork back up there. Said, "Be right with you." Go back, sit down. Dog comes in. I hear the lady go up to the front desk, say, "Hey, we were told to just come in, and I could get some shots for my dog." They're like, "Yeah, no problem." 2 minutes later, she goes back. Couple of other dogs that came in after me, they go back. And now I'm thinking, they're just running behind, or what's going on, you know? So now it's like 10 o'clock.
Your appointment was at 9:30.
My appointment was at 9:30, so it's 10 o'clock. Okay, 30 minutes, whatever. Well, I gotta go to the freaking bathroom, you know? I mean, you know how much I drink, how much water I drink. So I have to take the dogs up. I'm like, "Hey, do you have a bathroom here?" And they're like, "Yeah." So they hold the dogs. I go use the restroom, come back. By this time, it's like 10:15. And now I'm texting Kelly. I'm like, "Babe, they haven't like said, 'Be right with you, a-hole. Sorry
it's taking so
Sorry
long.
it's taking so long. We're backed up." None of that. Another thing that started to kind of miff me a little bit is that I'm figuring, well, maybe they're behind, but one of the vets has been out here bullshitting with two of the dog owners, his friends,
Who came in and said, "Hey,"
and said, "Hey, can we just get a shot?" He's over here bullshitting with these two owners for at least 20 minutes. Now, I don't know if that was what was throwing them behind. I don't know. I'm just saying I noticed that. So at 10:15, I text Kelly and I said, "I'm going to give these guys about another 10, 15 minutes. And if they don't take the dogs, I'm just going to leave." I mean, it's like an hour.
And of course, I feel horrible. I was like, at least go to the front desk and say, "What is going on? I'm sorry. Did I get overlooked somehow?" That happened to me at Starbucks a couple of weeks ago. I'm like watching people behind me getting all their coffee orders. And I finally had to go up and say, "Did mine get lost?" And it did. Sometimes things happen.
Yeah. And I did. I was polite. I went up to the front desk and I said, "Hey, do you know how much longer it's going to be?" Because we had an appointment at 9:30. And she goes,
At that point, it was 10:20 or something.
At this point, yeah, it was 10:20 at this point. And she said, "Oh, I'm sorry. We'll be right with you." I'm like, "Okay." So I just went and sat back down. And now I'm starting to kind of get miffed. I'm starting to get a little bit boda because I'm noticing more dogs that are coming in after us. They're going back. I'm like, well, this is a bunch of crap. So I texted Kelly and I said, if they're not here, if they don't call us back at 10:30, I'm out of here.
That's 1 hour.
That's 1 hour. That's 1 hour of just sitting there with the dogs, you know, and they're squirming around. They're getting impatient. I get it. They're yapping at other dogs. They're not wanting to just sit there in a freaking.
It's boring.
Yeah, for the dogs. So what happens? Right at 10:30, a vet comes out of the back, and I'm thinking she's walking right towards me. I didn't tell you this. She's walking right towards me, and I do the about to get. Hey, she walks right past me and goes to the guy who's right next to me who got there after me. So at this point, I didn't say a word. I just picked up the leashes. I left the clipboards and I just walked out. Load the dogs up in the car.
Call me.
And I called Kelly and I said,
and I feel horrible.
I said, I just left. I said, "I'm sorry, but I waited."
Because I feel responsible. I'm like, I shouldn't have scheduled both dogs at once. I'm so sorry. It's so bad. And then while he's on the phone with me, his phone gets a call.
So yeah, while I'm on the phone with Kelly, I'm like, oh, the vet calls. I said, let me see what they want, babe. So I do the iPhone bit where I can't figure out like what icon it is.
End and accept.
End and accept. Hold and accept. Hold and send a voicemail and accept. Hold, send a me emoji and accept and block. You know, it's just like I don't know what to do.
Just end and accept.
End and accept. I guess that's what I did. Because I go over to the other line. She said, hey, this is blah, blah, vet. Are you here? And I'm like, no, I'm not there. And this is how I said it. I said, no, I'm not there. I just left. And she goes, oh, well, we're ready for you. I said, ma'am, I said, I waited an hour and you guys didn't say a word to me. And then I asked 45 minutes into it, you know, what was going on. And you said you'd be right with me and nobody ever said anything. I said, no. So I just left. And then I started to get Boda. I'm like, you know, I don't think that that's a real appropriate way to treat a first-time customer to your business. I don't understand. Like, what happened? Her response, well, the vets get busy. The vets get busy.
Well, based on Mr. How you doing, folks, visit in the lobby, he wasn't that busy.
I said, ma'am.
Was he too busy for everybody that came in after you?
I said, I understand people get busy. This is what I said. I said, I understand people get busy. But I waited an hour and dogs went in that came in after me. And I had an appointment at 9:30. I waited till 10:30 and you guys didn't say one word to me. So I don't understand what happened, but that's why I left. And she goes, well, we can reschedule. And I said, no, I'm not.
Unbelievable.
I said, no, I'm not doing that. Click.
I'm
and then
mad.
And I just hung up on her.
So I felt horrible.
But here's what I told Kelly. She could have saved the day. I was not happy. I didn't think that was great customer service, whatever. But I'm driving home. And if she had just said, sir, Mr. Evans, we are so sorry. We got backed up. We're sorry we didn't check on you. You know, we had some issues in the back. We had a really sick dog. We were waiting for a room to open up. We can get you right in. Would you please just come back and we'll get your dogs right in and taken care of? I would have probably said, okay, that sounds good.
Give you one more try.
I'd have turned around and gone back. But she said, the vets get busy. Everybody's freaking busy, okay? Everybody who works, is freaking busy.
I just want you to make your volume. I don't want you to blow the speakers out or anything.
Yeah. So that's what I felt like saying, but I kept it okay. But here's the we get some feedback sometimes. Man, you guys talk about bad customer service a lot. It's kind of an old person thing to do.
Well,
here's the thing.
We're old people.
I look at it more like it's a business thing. Okay, it's a vet, but it's a business. So you treat customers a certain way, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody came into your business for the very first time,
roll out the red carpet,
wanting to do something, you wouldn't like just leave them sitting there by themselves for an hour without saying anything, would you?
Right. I know.
I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. We will never go back there again. We don't have to worry about it again. We're back to our old vet.
It just doesn't.
That's the end of the story.
It doesn't make
there.
any sense to me.
I immediately picked up the phone, called the old vet, got an appointment, got in today like that. So it was fine.
But I did say goodbye, mate, to a woman who might have been either from New Zealand or Australia.
That's fun.
And my dog charged her dog.
How was Zoe this whole time? You only bitched about Larry.
Zoe was doing her normal bit where she barks and I can feel blood kind of running out of my ear.
There is something about a schnauzer's bark. It is absolutely eardrum shattering. It's painful, but I don't know what you can do about it. Well, the bark collar, but anyway, that's enough of that. Did you tune into the 500th podcast episode expecting to hear all that?
Well, it was kind of
that's what you got.
I don't know that it was a Boda match, but I guess it was kind of a Boda match, but they bowed up on me first.
I know.
Right?
I agree.
I don't know.
Anyway,
listener,
all's well that ends well.
Listener, if I am in the wrong or I am in the right,
you're not in the wrong.
Email
I'm
us
telling you that.
At podcast@kellyanallen.com.
And we could bust that veterinarian and say the name of the business, but we're not going to do that.
Could totally bust him.
Could totally do that. We're not going to do that.
I could totally go freaking scorched earth on Google reviews, but I'm not going to do that.
I'm not gonna do that.
That's not my style.
I'm not going to do that.
That's not my style.
Because that's what everybody does on Google reviews. The only people that leave reviews are people that are pissed off. It's
Right.
never people. So you should put that same amount of energy when you have great customer service into leaving positive reviews.
I was checking my Google reviews the other day because I wanted to leave one for my tattoo artist. He started a new studio, Heart and Hand Arlington. Joe Hash, I've talked about him before. He's a great artist. I left him a Google review. I looked at all the Google reviews I've ever left. I've left 3 or 4, and they've all been over the top, glowing, positive reviews. I've never left a negative
Well,
review.
good. I feel like I can't because of being on the radio. I feel like I can't do that.
I can.
I just don't feel like it's the right thing to do. But I should leave more positive reviews. All right, look, y'all know my maiden name is Raspberry. That's my real name. A lot of people think because I'm on the radio that it's a fake name, but it's true. But there's one thing that is also true about being a raspberry, and that means we all suffer from terrible morning sickness. It just comes with it, right? I remember being a little girl. I would be so sick by the time we drove from Florence to Mullins to visit my grandmother. I was a little girl. She would always have half a Dramamine waiting for me when I got there because I was too little to take a full one. And then I'd pass out the whole visit. But that's, there had to be a better way. Well, there is. This podcast is sponsored by Relief Band.
Relief Band.
When it comes to nausea, you have got to get a Relief Band. This is the #1 anti-nausea wristband that quickly relieves and effectively prevents nausea and vomiting associated with motion sickness, anxiety, migraines, hangovers, morning sickness, chemotherapy, and so much more. Relief Band is a natural, fast-acting relief band. That's basically what it is. It will last as long as you need it. 100% drug-free, non-drowsy with 0 side effects. It saved me on our Kid Craddock Morning Show family vacation to Florida. We were going out on a boat, and I was like, oh man, I don't know. Usually on boat trips, I just say, no, guys, I'm going to sit back. I was like, I'm going to put my relief band to the test. This was literally the first time I ever used it. You put it on, and you feel like this little buzzy current. You stop when you get to this point. It's not painful or anything. You just feel like this little current. And when you feel that current in your wrist, you know it's working. I didn't have 1 second of nausea because that's the beauty of a relief band. You don't have to wait until you get sick to get relief. You can also use it as a preventative, right? So you don't need to take pills. You just let Relief Band do its magic. It's got an A+ Better Business Bureau rating of over 100,000 satisfied customers. So this is a brand you can trust. Plus, Relief Band, like I said, it both prevents and treats nausea, so you can help avoid it from becoming a problem in the first place. And Relief Band does truly make a great gift for the nausea sufferer in your life.
And remember, you don't have to overplan for nausea relief or dose up 6 hours before a trip. Just bring your Relief Band and you're good to go. Right now, we've got an exclusive offer just for a Sandwich and Some Lovin' listeners. And if you go to reliefband.com, use promo code SANDWICH, you'll receive 20% off plus free shipping. It's a good offer, babe.
It's great.
So head to reliefband.com, RELIEFBAND.com, and use our promo code SANDWICH for 20% off plus free shipping.
I'm telling you, it was a game changer for me. I love it.
I before E,
Except after C. Or
when sounding like A, as in
in
neighbor and way. But you can also prove those rules wrong, too.
yeah, it's like a big, painting with a broad brush, as
Relief,
they say.
RELIEF. Yes, band.com. One just quick other nugget I notice, just observing other dogs and people at the vet. Everybody looks like their dog.
I don't think we do.
I look just like Zoe.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. We got the same beard. People say that all the time. You guys got the same beard. Y'all look the same. Yeah. Everybody looks like their dog.
I like Larry.
Chunk's owner look like...
Do I look like Larry or
look
Zoe?
like Chunk.
Do I look like Larry or Zoe?
That picture you took earlier with Larry, you guys kind of favor each other.
Oh, whatever.
Another thing I notice is big dogs. There's Great Dane in there and German Shepherd. They just kind of look, and just kind of observe. And when Larry goes bounding and jumping like a bunny over at another dog, they're just kind of looking at him like, yeah, what an asshole.
Right.
They got this look on their face like,
because they know.
what is he doing?
Because they are the
alpha dogs.
The alpha, that's it.
Yeah. That Great Dane ruled the room.
Yeah.
Scared the hell out of me, too.
I love that attitude.
God, he was big.
Love that attitude.
Big as a horse. Okay. There was a clapback.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. I just sat here earlier and told you how I looked over at you and you were looking at me with so much love and you don't even remember it. That was a clapback.
Well, Kelly claps back. People think I give Kelly a hard time, but if you knew how she talks to me in this home, in my home, you would be horrified. You would be mortified. And that's why we call this Kelly claps back.
Oh, you usually go on. You're feeling bad because
Well,
I just bragged on you.
Well, we're way behind schedule.
Oh.
So Kelly was telling me, it must have been a Dateline episode about some dude who threw his wife off the boat or something.
He threw his wife off a boat?
And she went missing, or the woman threw her husband off the boat or something. And,
I don't remember.
and she went missing, or
I
he
don't
went
remember.
missing. You don't remember this?
No, I have very big short-term memory problems.
You were watching one of these creepy things where there was a couple and they were out in the middle of nowhere. I think it was on a boat in the ocean. And the mystery was one of them just disappeared.
I think I was saying something about if we ever did that.
I know what you were saying. We'll get into the
Okay.
clap back here in a
All
second.
right.
But the scenario was that was
That
it.
was the scenario. Okay. Then that led to me saying what I said. Okay.
That led to Kelly saying, Kelly, wow, I may be on a Dateline episode someday.
Yeah. That's a big clapback.
And I'm looking at Kelly like, are you kidding me?
Well, I could have been the victim. I could have been the victim, not the perpetrator.
So I say, Alan, did exactly what I just said. I said, Kelly, are you kidding me?
And I laughed maniacally.
I said, are you kidding me? No, I may be on a Dateline episode someday.
As the victim or the perp.
Kelly.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. You may.
Well, that was not a good clapback. That's not a good
You admitted that you'd throw me off a boat in the ocean. That's
or you
what
could
you
have thrown
admitted.
me off.
That's what you just admitted.
That's the danger of these. We got two couples friends, one more serious than the other, that is going to retire and buy a boat, and they're going to sail up and down the eastern seaboard for a year until they get their sea legs. Then they're going to take off across the country. I was like, one of y'all is going to kill the other one.
I don't say that.
One of y'all is going to push the other overboard.
Oh, my goodness.
And say there was a storm at sea. And who's going to argue that? It's the truth. It's the truth.
You can listener, can you
will
hear
be
this?
out in the middle
Can
of
you hear this?
nowhere and
So-
somebody accidentally falls overboard. Okay. How you going to prove it?
See there? Who are you more apt to believe in this one, listener? Kelly or me?
I admit to some of it.
Wow.
I admit to pretty much all of it.
Wow.
All right, look, while we were at our 500th podcast episode celebration, I had the presence of mind before I had my 2 Bloody Marias to go up and ask some people, share some of your favorite thoughts and memories of the podcast.
Yeah. That's what we did.
That's what we did.
Yeah. You and our Wacky Marketing Department actually, like I said, I had 58 electric lemonades.
Yeah,
so
Alan was already too far gone.
I forgot. But
Zero help.
you recorded some of our listeners giving us some feedback. I've previewed a few of these. Most of them are very nice. Very nice.
Most?
All the ones I listened to were nice.
Oh, okay.
Yes, very nice.
I think they were all very nice.
Everybody had some-
everything that I recorded was very nice.
And seriously, it's what's the right word?
Heartwarming?
Yeah, I guess it's heartwarming to hear people touching to hear people say, "Hey, I listened 3 years ago, and it made me laugh, or it made me cry, or it helped me do this or that." That it really is very cool, and I've said that before. I know I joke around a lot, but I've also said before that, you know, I just had somebody email me or DM me just the other day. I think it was just like yesterday. They said, "Hey, I really love listening to you guys." And some of the stuff you post on social media too, it's so funny and it makes me laugh. And she said, I love to laugh. And a lot of times, you know, work's got me down, personal stuff's got me down, and just being able to like listen and laugh or see something and laugh, it means a lot. And I was like, that's awesome.
Well, I'll tell
that's really
you,
awesome.
The number one compliment I receive and accept is when I make somebody laugh. That makes me happier than anything else. I love to make people laugh. I wish I was a stand-up comedian. I wish I had that talent, because I can imagine no greater joy than to stand on stage and say something and to have thousands of people laugh. That just brings me great joy. So if I ever say anything that makes you laugh, that makes me very, very happy. That's what I love. And I wish I I could do better. But I appreciate y'all putting up with sometimes the bickering. I know we get complaints about our bickering, but I hope that y'all know that we really do love each other, even though Alan can't remember half the time how much he loves me, even though I catch him loving me from afar. But it's been a fun ride, 500 episodes. I have no idea how much longer we're going to do this. It may be another 500 more. I'm not going to make any promises. But right now we're going to hear from some people that had some really great memories about it, right?
Yeah, we're going to hear from some of them. And then we also, to close things out, our Wacky Marketing Department put a best of reel together.
Oh.
Now, I haven't heard any of this.
I haven't either.
So it'll just be whatever the marketing department thought was funny or whatever. And
is this going to be available after the fact?
Yeah. Well, it'll be on the podcast here, but I think we're going to also have a video on the social media.
That's what I was asking about.
Yeah, on the @asandwichandsomeleaven Instagram and Facebook. I think we're going to probably post it there. So
great.
Yeah. So enjoy. We're going to just listen to a few of these, and then we'll be back here in just a second.
So, hey, I'm Elizabeth Betts. I have been listening to the podcast I've listened to all the episodes, but I started listening to it about 2 years ago. I guess what I love about it is you laugh, you cry. I've made a lot of lifelong friends. We can go years without seeing each other. Some I still haven't even met, but we can get online and just talk about anything. And probably my favorite memory of the podcast was actually on September 9th of last year. My husband and I were on our way for our anniversary dinner. And on the way there, we were listening to the podcast. And here we all dressed up. I had my makeup done. And it was the episode where Alan talked about his episode at the Harley Davidson shop. And we were both laughing. I was in tears. And so my mascara was running from how hard I was laughing. But it definitely made that anniversary quite memorable, listening to that episode.
Hey, this is Susan. I am kind of new to the podcast family because I was friends with Kellie and Allen first. And the really cool thing, though, is that I've started listening backward and forward. I know that sounds weird, but I want to hear what's going on as the podcasts drop. But I started with the very first one, and the things I've learned about my very dear friends that all you in the podcast family already know, I'm finding out too, and I love it. It's wonderful. It's an uplifting, fun, real, loving podcast, and I love it. I love you guys.
Hi, I'm Megan. I have listened to all 499 episodes of Sandwich and Some Leaven, but I really just started recently, about a little over a year and a half ago. So it was really funny for me when I got to listen to all of the parts and podcasts where they were leading up to COVID, because I knew what was coming. And I knew that, COVID was going to be as bad as we all know it was. So it was really fun to get to hear, how they went through COVID together. I always loved hearing Kellie and Allen go through their interesting stuff, all of Allen's Boda matches and Kellie's clapbacks. So those are all my favorite parts.
Probably the podcast vacation, because I was able to meet some of the most amazing people that I've known now for years, and I love them unconditionally.
This is Michael from Dallas, and I've been listening since day one. And my most favorite memory about the podcast isn't specifically an episode, but all the podcast family. Love hanging around everybody. I've met some great people. Mel, Melissa, Laura, and Kay. Everybody's great. It's just been a pleasure to be a part of. So thanks, Kellie and Allen, for doing all this.
We're one big happy podcast family.
We are one big happy podcast family. Sing
Oh.
the love letters to Kelly's.
Love letters. Love letters to Kelly. Love letters to Kelly.
This one too?
Jen Nettles. Jen Nettles, please pick up the red courtesy phone. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Hey, good looking. What you got cooking? How's about cooking something up with me?
Okay, here we are. It's another fabulous edition, I hope so at least, of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. I'm Kellie Raspberry Evans.
Hello, I'm Alan.
This is my husband, Alan Evans. And
That's how you wanted me to introduce myself.
Yes, that's great. That's perfect.
They've done studies before, like with bucket lists, for instance. Like at the beginning of the year, if you write down on a piece of paper everything you want to accomplish in the year, you just literally write it down on a piece of paper. You stick it in a drawer and you don't touch it again. They said if you go back and pull out that piece of paper a year later, you will be shocked at how many things you actually accomplished on that list because there is a connection to writing things down.
I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know right now, I will not be wearing that bikini. That vision boards don't work. You can stick anything up there you want. Vision boards don't work.
So it's the vision board.
It's the vision board's fault. I don't think people in the podcast community realize how much y'all really do mean to us and how much it has become like a family for us. And I think that's just the fact that you can be able to share your feelings like that says a lot.
Yeah, well, it's real stuff, and it's not, I don't make this stuff up. That's what happened, and like Kelly said, she'll be the first one to tell you. I'm sensitive. I get, I just want everybody to be happy, Bum,
Dear Alan, Alan answers anything. Dear Alan, you'll answer anything.
Almost. Alan's gonna do what Alan's gonna do. He's gonna strum on his guitar. He's going to sip on his sour, and he's going to tell y'all to get the hell on out of here.
They told me, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum, a newborn king to see, pa-rum-pa-pum-pum.
Every once in a while, you'll throw me a California howdy.
Is that a bird?
Yes.
I don't ever shoot you the bird in front of you.
You have
only behind your back.
Don't worry, Alan. You're not chopped liver. I promise.
They don't want me selling all my possessions to ride around the country in an RV.
I've never said anything about selling all your possessions. I've just said, hop in the RV, Evans, and let's go.
Why don't y'all call it some arguing and some bickering? I think that was.
We need to call it some arguing and some bickering.
I think I was paraphrasing.
All you guys do is argue and bicker. I can't stand Alan. He's too whiny.
Kelly's Clapback, your favorite segment on A Sandwich and Some Love. I do not gyp the listener. All this time, I thought you were the a-hole. Well, it turns out I'm the a-hole. I do that bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because here's the thing. I am cheap.
And the first place I could find.
Alan has these emergencies quite often, everyone.
It was a freaking Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, I love Kentucky Fried
I love Kentucky Fried Chicken, but it's the first place I could find that I thought would have a bathroom.
Yeah, but see, when you go in to use a restroom like that, I feel obligated to order something to eat or drink.
Not this guy, because
you're going to go in there and destroy their bathroom and not even buy a biscuit. Remember Robert and I, my producer from
Why is it always
Kelly?
Rob? This is another thing that drives me crazy when I hear this on the radio. Like, oh yeah, when Kelly retires, her and Robert are going to go in an RV. I'm like,
we're going to long haul truck.
I'm like, seriously, what the hell am I? Chopped liver? I guess I'll take my RV by myself, or I'll find somebody to go with me, I guess.
Well, we're going to be long haul truckers.
Well, you guys go be long haul truckers. I will go and find somebody to go on an RV.
I didn't know you felt so strongly about it.
You and Robert to go do your own thing. You guys
He's going to drive, and I'm going to talk and keep him awake.
No, I said, babe, bust out the jingle.
We got hats and belts and boots, jeans and shirts and western suits. All the finest western wear. Go west.
Go west.
Go west.
Go west.
We got the finest western wear. Go west.
Go west.
Them good old boys gonna treat you well. Go west.
Go west.
Don't settle for less. Go west. People don't understand how much our podcast family really means to us. I don't really think people understand that. There's just really something very special about that connection you have to somebody. Just the voice and the communication. I don't know. It's just something. It's really hard to describe, but you get to experience that now, and you can understand what that's like.
But yeah, it's very, very powerful. I guess all the people that interact with you when you tell a story and they say, oh, that happened to me, or I know somebody that happened to, and don't feel alone because I know exactly what you are talking about. Well, I love you desperately.
I love you too. And we love our podcast family.
I love our listeners
And we thank
desperately.
y'all for hanging out.
And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good. Have a good sandwich. Bye.
Aww. That was so sweet.
Yeah?
Yeah,
But we didn't hear
sweet.
anything.
I know, we're faking it.
Oh, yeah.
We can't hear anything. But the miracle editor, her name is Riley Peleuses, and she's going to insert all of that audio right there. And we're coming back afterwards. We could have faked it and said, wasn't that great? But we couldn't hear what was just said. But I recorded it, so I know most of what was just said.
Yeah. And like I said, I heard the clips. I just haven't heard
I haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard the highlights.
I haven't heard anything that's in. So Alan and I are going to have to go back and listen to the podcast to hear how great and touching that was.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd be crying right now. I have no idea.
Anybody interviewed Jeff?
I don't remember,
Oh.
honestly.
You interviewed Susan? I know you did because I listened to hers.
Yeah, Susan's sweet. So anyway, thank y'all so much for being a part of our 500th episode. We appreciate it so, so much.
We do. 500, babe. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe. It took many years.
So hard to believe.
It took many years. We'd have got here faster if we had it done 2 a week.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
But we did 2 for a week for a while, and that's what got us here quicker than it would have.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
All right, babe. Well, here's to 500 more. Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right. Well, I love you desperately.
I love you.
I love all of our listeners desperately. All of you who have listened from the beginning or who have picked it up a couple of years in. Maybe like our friend Susan. She listens from the newest ones back and goes from the oldest ones forward. And
Yeah,
she's
that's fun.
Kind of meeting in the middle. All of you who are new, old, we love you all. And just real quick, at the get together, you know how I've talked about Tony, who proclaims himself, I don't say this, he says this, to be he's our favorite black listener.
Yeah.
Well, 3 lovely ladies at the get together at Oak, they came up to me and they said, we're your favorite Mexican listeners.
Oh, that's sweet.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Very
And I was like, hi, that's pretty good.
Everybody's got a good sense of humor. You
Yeah.
better have one to listen to this podcast.
You got to be one to listen to this podcast. But no, we love you all. Thank you so much for joining us. And I am sure we will podcast again real soon.
Next week.
And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.